So what do you think this plant and a really cheap, the cheapest blender I could find on Amazon can do together? Stay tuned, I'm going to show you. Hi, I'm Janet with Timber Creek Farm, and I'm in my garden today, my kitchen garden, where this year I grew some dye plants, which I wasn't sure how they were going to go, but I ended up having some of them actually take off. I'm hoping next year, if we don't have quite so much rain, that they will come back even stronger. Elecampne, I don't know if that's how you say it, but that one's done really well, but you use the roots, and I don't feel it has enough roots yet for me to start harvesting. There's a few others that didn't do as well. I'm not sure if they'll come back or if I'll have to replant them, but my indigo actually did really well. Now, I didn't know what I was going to do with it because I had heard that you have to use this within seconds of harvesting it, and I didn't know how I was ever going to do something like that because I don't move that fast. But I read some articles, and actually if I move fast and start getting these leaves, I just cut them. If I get these leaves into an ice bath really quickly, we might be able to get some blue dye. So that's what I'm trying for. I'll be back. So I'm back, and I have pulled off the leaves from that bunch of indigo, and I probably have about 4, maybe 5 cups, if they weren't packed, of the indigo leaves. Just the leaves, not the stalks. And I'm going to save the flower heads because I can save these for seeds, so I'm going to let them dry. I have ice in my blender. Let me show you what's going on the table. So I have ice on in the blender. I'm going to add some water. I'm going to then add leaves after that's blended up into some really ice cold water. I'm going to add the leaves and make a mush, and then I'll be back. All right, we're up to the next step. So this is a really icy cold batch of indigo leaves, ice, and a little water. I'm going to strain it through, well, actually you'd want to use like a fine mesh strainer, but I couldn't find mine. So I put a mesh laundry bag over a not so fine strainer, and hopefully that will get all the bits out. I'm going to make 2 batches, so I'm going to go ahead and strain this one, and then I'm going to start a second batch, and hopefully that'll be enough to dye a couple skeins of yarn. We'll see. Okay, I'm back. I've chewed up all the leaves in the blender, not in me, and this is the color. I just poured some here so you could see this kind of really bright green color. I'm going to pour that back into my pot. And I'm going to bring that over here so we can put the yarn in. 2 skeins of yarn. So they're 100 grams each. So I hope that I have enough dye for 200 grams. I'm going to go ahead and just drop them in. Let's see what happens. I hope we get some color. That would be so fun. Alright, I'm going to put them in. I'm going to put my gloves back on and squish it around in there. I'm going to try to tilt the camera down so you can see if anything happens. So I know with indigo vat dyeing, it's green at first, and as it oxidizes, it turns blue. Ooh, this water is very cold. So I had 2 full blenders full of ice, a little bit of water, and the leaves. So I guess that's probably about 2 quarts maybe of dye altogether. I squeezed it out to get all the goodness out, and submerge these under there, get them down. You don't have to wait too long. I think you just want to saturate the yarn. So just, you know, probably 5 minutes, get it all nicely soaked in. And then we'll see if we can turn it blue. I'd be really excited if this worked, because growing a dye garden just adds one more checkbox to the growing my own yarn from my own animals. And I don't spin the yarn, so I'll be the first to admit that. I don't have the patience for that. We have a lot of animals and I would never get it done. So I gave that dream away, because that was the original dream, was to make the yarn from all the way through the process all by myself. But that didn't happen. And I ended up with a basement full of raw fleece, and it wasn't going anywhere, and it was getting a little bit smelly. And so anyway, I found a wonderful mill, the mill at Meadowlands. I love it. The owner, Ruth, does such a good job with our yarn, and I'm dyeing some of our Finn yarn today, which is a 2-ply. It's really soft. Finn is a great homestead breed of sheep to raise, so look into those if you're thinking about breeds. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull one up. They're very green. Let's see if we get it blue. Go ahead and try to get some semblance of order here, but that may not happen. We may just have to, well, I'll reskein them anyway. So let's see. Let's just keep an eye on it, see if it turns blue. It's a beautiful green. With the vat dyeing, when you use an indigo vat, the change is pretty dramatic and pretty quick. I really had no idea what we would be expecting with this, and it's still a green, but we'll see what happens. It's also cold today. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Maybe somebody can tell me, because this is a total new experience for me and I don't know what to expect. So it's a really pretty green, but I'm not really catching it changing over to blue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set this one down in a pan I have here and let it sit there while I pull the other one out. I wouldn't be too upset if that was the color, because it is pretty, but I did see in the articles I read, people do get blue. It changed to blue in the air, so see what happens. Here's the other one. This one's even darker. I left it in there longer. Alright, I'm going to put that one down too, and I'm going to turn the camera off for a minute and come back and see if there's any color change, or I'll re-dip and see how that goes. I'm back. Okay. While I was watching these, I was starting to freak out. Not that there's really a big deal, but I mean, it's yarn. I could re-dye it any color at this point, but I contacted a couple people who know a lot more about natural dyes than I do. I'm still learning and experimenting and having a great time. So anyway, I contacted a dye teacher that I had taken class from. Her name is Jackie Otino Graff, and she's in Maine. So I just sent her a quick message and a picture, and she said that with this method, this is what happens. So I don't know how those other people got blue from doing this, but I did not get blue. I'm losing a whole lot of dye all over the driveway. I got green. And I'm okay with that because it's beautiful. This is an amazing color green. In fact, I'm going to wind up this video and I'm going to go grab a couple more skeins because there's still dye color in there and I don't want to waste it because I grew that. I grew that green color and I'm so excited about it. So I'm just going to say, like, natural dyes are fun and surprising and not always what you expected, but it's a fun journey. And I was really pleased that my indigo plant, it was just a teeny tiny little start and it got to be a big patch. And from this patch, I'm going to be able to dye probably a total, if I did any more of them, I could probably get 3 or 4 more because I didn't cut the whole patch. And then, so I could actually dye 5 or 6 full-size skeins out of this. So I'm pretty happy with that. So, in any event, that's all for today. And I'm working on these videos. I hope you enjoy them. Leave me some comments if you do, and let me know how I can improve them for you to make it clearer. And there will be a link to the blog post with more specific information when this is posted. I don't do live yet. Thanks for being here.